Hello everyone out there, this is Zukumani here, and this is Deepstrike Mines, the second dungeon in the Rift Beta. This is on Defiant side. All my videos will be on Defiant side, just so you're aware. There are two different dungeons for the starting zones of the Guardians, but I will not be filming those. Yeah, my sole focus is going to be on Defiance, and that's how it's just going to roll. But, talking about the mine. Okay, so Deepstrike Mines, level 24 to 26 dungeon. We came in here not knowing absolutely anything about this place. Group composition is a warrior tank, level 24. We got a cleric healer, level 26. Two rogues, one of them is a melee rogue, another one's a ranged rogue. Both level 24, and then myself, who is the Chloromancer off-spec healer, and also CC, and I'm level 24 as well. So I dropped Necromancer. My current spec at the moment is a Chloromancer, Warlock, and a Dominator for CC. It basically works that, you know, you grab Dominator to get a polymorph, but instead of turning him into a sheep, you turn him into a squirrel, and it works on any being. From what I can tell so far anyway, it works on everything in this instance. Doesn't matter if it's undead, doesn't matter if it's, you know, a spider, doesn't matter. So we came in here not knowing much at all about the place, and compared to the first dungeon, Iron Tombs, this is quite a step up in difficulty, which is really good to see. Oh yeah, check out that helm. Looks really nice. Can't wait to get that. So yeah, this is this beta number 6. Now there's only one more beta left before the game launches on the March 1st. The major changes that we found with this beta build is that racials are completely different. Apparently the clerics got changed, their whole soul tree got changed quite a bit. Mages didn't really get touched, which is okay because we're already, you know, pretty well up there. But the racials are absolutely terrible. Really terrible, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So we do the pull, we don't CC anything. As you can see, pull aggro straight away and one shot. Pretty much. There goes down our cleric healer. So at this point I'm panicking, throwing up my dots as I can, you know, spamming. But at this time the tank's taking way too much spike damage for me to be able to heal him. There was no way at all I could keep him up, so he dies, and then I die, and I res up, and then I die again. So for the first pull, yeah, quite a big jump up in difficulty, I will say. Gonna fast forward here to when we finally do beat that group and continue on. From here on out though, we use CC. Well, actually, no, sorry, we don't use it straight away. We wipe again, and then we realize, wait a minute, okay, we need to CC. We cannot do this and just tank them as they are. I have run this place at a higher level, at like level 28, with a higher level group, and we didn't have to CC then. But if you're going in here at the minimum entry level, level 24, you have to crowd control. If you do not crowd control, you'll have a very hard time in this place. Alrighty, so continuing on, just keeping up the dots, keeping the healing going. Chloromancer, absolutely love it. I'm going to say it every video, absolutely love it. We've got way more points in it now, got some new abilities like Soul Tether. Great thing. Basically works like a battle res, let's say, but you have to time it. It's like when you cast it, everyone in the party for the next 30 seconds, whoever dies first gets instantly raised back up. I completely screwed it up on the first boss. I missed it by like 2 seconds, or about then. I was 2 seconds too slow, but you know, it's all a learning curve. It's a learning curve for me. It's a learning curve for anyone else who's sort of trying it. I know what to expect now, and I'm able to do it quite easily. So we're waiting for this pat. We're very cautious, as you can see. In what we're doing here, we are taking our sweet time. When we start to CC and start to get in the groove into things, we really take our strides though, and we start going a lot faster. So, get up my dots on this guy, quickly heal him up, yes, keep the tank alive. So I am off healer for this run. Mainly being that I want to try a Dominator. I mean, I'm still basically healing, and if we didn't have the Cleric in the group, I'm sure that I could keep the group up. But I'm noticing a lot in Rift that it's always wise to bring a second healer, like an off healer, like a Chloromancer or a Bard or something along those lines, to sort of get those little dot heals up, leaving the Cleric or whoever is the healer to focus on that main tank, keeping him alive. So we didn't CC here, but we didn't have too much trouble, so I'm just bouncing off my abilities, keeping my dots up at all times, making sure the tank gets healed, so on and so forth, and then we're going to be moving on. Really taking it slow. Alright, since we're taking it so slow, I am going to talk a little bit about the beta, where it's at now, and specifically going to talk about the beta 6. So the major changes in beta 6 is that the cap was originally level 30, now it's been increased to level 35. It unlocks a completely new zone full of quests. It's sort of a PvP style zone, but you know, doesn't matter. It's still quests there, you just complete them as you normally would. But it also unlocks a new dungeon as well, which I'm hoping, as of recording this voiceover, I'm level almost 31, so I should be able to get a video of it, hopefully before the beta ends in a couple of days, or in a day and a bit actually. So fingers crossed on that one, that we'll get that all done and sorted. This patch notes are absolutely long. I'm scrolling down them right now. There is a lot of stuff that was changed. Basically every soul tree was changed and somewhat. Mages weren't really touched though, or the mage spec that I play anyway wasn't really touched. Oh, almost died there. Better heal myself up, there we go. Alrighty, so leading up to this next group, this is a group where we wipe again. I was a little late on getting over there, I was a bit distracted, but finally do get over there, but it was too late. Tank is taking way too much damage with that big guy. Along with everything else, he just took way too much spike damage and we wiped. And because of that, we decide, you know what, it's time that we CC. We got plenty of CC in the group, let's crowd control. So they put markings in the game. Now, instead of like in WoW how there's skull, X, you know, circle, blue square, so on and so forth, these are just numbers, and I quite like the number system. I'm going to be polymorphing number 3 all the time. The rogue is going to be sapping number 2, and the focus target is 1, 2, then 3. I like the numbers. It looks very plain, it looks very boring. Looking at them right there, it looks completely kills the immersion, but I like it. It's straight to the point. No one's going to be confused about what target's next. It's 1, 2, and 3. Very simple. So now that we've got that down, rogue saps, I go for my polymorph, done and done. Tank grabs 1, and that's it. We do this for the entire run, we never wipe again. It's very handy to do, and I suggest that any group level 24, if you're at the entry level, to get into this place, please be aware to CC. You need to CC. Unless you have like a higher level in the group that you can sort of just not CC and just nuke shit down really quick. Alrighty, so gonna re-poly here. Just a bit off the ball there. It lasts for 30 seconds, but apparently it broke a little bit early there. It's no problem though, I stay on the ball. Alright, we're going to kill down 2, so same basic rotations for Mage, it hasn't really changed. Keep up Radiant Spores, do the Vile Spore / Nature's Touch rotation, making sure that Synthesis is on the tank at all times. Do my stream, whenever it's up, you know, whenever I feel confident enough, and making sure that radiant spores is on the target before I do the stream, so that it gets the biggest effect of it. Other than that, it's just a very basic rotation. The damage of it is quite increased. I will say though, if my damage looks a bit low here, it's because I hit level 20 and leveled up to 24 without actually going back to my trainer and getting any new skills. So if my healing or damage seems a little low for my level, that is why. Alrighty, CC it up. Get my rotation up again. The tank is picking it up quite easily. Just no problems about pulling threat whatsoever once he's able to get down his little rotation at the beginning. Quite simple really. There's nothing too challenging about it once we get the CC down. Without CC, it's just a zerg. If you don't have enough higher levels in the group or enough decent... Well, I'm going to say our healing wasn't really an issue. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes, I'm not going to lie. I make a lot of mistakes, but I always look back on them and try to better myself. Every time I make a mistake, I always look back at it and try to better myself. You know, that is the basic role of what you need to do here. So, first boss. He has 4 adds. The 4 adds are non-elite. He is tethered to the room though, so you can't pull him out of that room. He'll automatically reset. So we run in there, tank picks it all up. We'll give him a few seconds, then we start to AoE. I don't have any AoE at this point in time, sadly, so my main goal is just to keep the tank alive by keeping up my rotation on the boss and making sure that everyone gets heals. It is a basic tank and spank. We just fought him in the middle of the room. He does do that frontal cleave as you just saw there, so make sure that no one's standing in front of him except for the tank. Even though it looks like I'm still in front of him, I actually did not get hit once by any of that, so whether that's a bug or not, we'll see. As soon as he hits 50%, he turns into 3 apparitions of himself, 3 shades, quote unquote, of himself. At that point, you pick a target. We had our main tank put up a 1 on the target, and we focused down that target and then killed the rest as suited. Let the tank pick up before you start DPSing. There you go, there's our kill order. So we kill 1 and then we finish off the rest basically. The tank dies in this fight because of one thing, that's as soon as these shades die, the boss comes back with a debuff on him, or with a buff on him, sorry, that increases all of his damage by 50%. I wasn't aware of it, the cleric healer wasn't aware of it, and I was 2 seconds late on my soul tether, and the tank dies, but we're still able to kill the boss. Just barely though, as you'll soon find out. So, kill the last shade, and there we go, boss is straight back out, tank picks us back up, turns him away. Tank, if you have a look at his damage, he's taking a lot of spike damage, a lot of it, and it's because of the mini quote-unquote enrage that the boss just did. So we're trying to keep him up. At this point I realized, wait a minute, you know, he's gonna die, I need a soul tether. I need a soul tether, so I'm putting up my instant heal, so I'm going for a soul tether. Any second now, just wait for it. Here we go, going for a soul tether, too late. I die as a result, so I take the soul tether. There we go, I'm back up, I'm throwing off my heals, have no mana, I'm spamming buttons, but nothing's happening, I start to life tap, and by that time it was too late. So, as you can see there, I made so many mistakes, but looking back on it now, I know where I made the mistakes, and I am able to learn from that and move on, progress as a player. So, this is Deepstrike Mines. This is the first video of, I'm going to say, 4 videos. The reason why there's 4 videos is there's 4 bosses, so 1 video per boss. I tried to trim it down to 3 videos, but that last boss fight in this place took about 8 minutes on its own, so I decided to keep it as a 4-part series. So be sure to check back on my channel for parts 2, 3, and eventually 4 over the next coming days. Alrighty, this has been Zukumani. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.